Hi, I'm Roger from Holistiplan, and today we are introducing the new and improved age reminders. We rolled out age reminders, I guess it was over a year ago, and I always felt like it could do more. Why age reminders? Let's back up the tape on why we even introduced this thing to begin with. Tax planning is a year-round sport, so we built a lot of stuff into Holistiplan around what are the things that we do every single year: reviewing tax returns, doing projections, helping clients put together their information to file their tax returns. But there's some events, tax-related events and planning-related events that happen once in a client's lifetime. So for example, they turn age 62. That's one chance in their lifetime to make a decision on whether to take Social Security early or not. And we as financial advisors, if we're able to be proactive about having those conversations before the client comes to us to ask about it, or before the client gets bad information from somewhere else, we're able to be that much more valuable to them. The problem is, how do you do that at scale? If you have hundreds of clients, how do you sift through which ones have an important moment coming up in their life? How do we make sure we initiate those conversations at the right time? So that's why we built age reminders the first time around. I'm going to share my screen here. What we have now, though, isn't very granular, right? So here I've got on screen Anna Rundle. She, at some point during the year, I'm recording this on December 1st, at some point during the year, she turned or did turn age 62. But if she turned 62 back in January, the moment is kind of past to have that conversation with her about taking Social Security early or not. Now, if that's coming up in the next couple weeks, that's like the perfect time to reach out to her proactively and say, hey, I don't know what you've heard, but let's have a conversation about this. So we've got these colorful pills. We're going to keep this stuff because it's still kind of helpful maybe to be able to filter on which clients are RMD age or not. But I wanted to do something that was more allowed us to be more proactive. So enter version 2 of the age reminders. I'm going to go into Firm Admin here, and I'm going to enable in customization. This is not turned on by default. I'm going to click Show Age Reminders. And by the way, if you want to see the full list of age reminders that we've programmed into the system, there's more to come. You can click here and it'll give you the full list. So I just turned on age reminders. I'm going to go back to the dashboard. So the dashboard is what comes up right when you first log into Holistiplan. So what I'm hoping is Monday morning, you sit down at your desk. Let's just check what major birthday or major events are happening in my clients' lives right now. And it's going to be there. So scroll down here. And actually, I cheated. I made sure Anna Rundle, who is turning 62, was actually turning 62 this week. So that's what, by default, when you log in, you'll see what are my clients who have an important event coming up in their life this week. And you can see there's other things we can do next week, next year. We have some people turning 70 and a half or becoming full Social Security age next year. And what you've got next to that, to each of these, is first of all the reminder that's happening. So she is 61 right now, but on the 3rd of December she's going to turn 62. If I click on this, that kind of gives us some sample text of how that initial conversation might go. Essentially, in this case, hey, I see you're turning 62. You may have read something about taking Social Security early, but just know that that's a reduced benefit. Let's talk about what your options are, that sort of thing. So that's going to be next to each and every one of these reminders that we've set up in the system. What's this, by the way? That looks like the logo for FP Pathfinder. That's an announcement for another day. But yes, that is the logo for FP Pathfinder. But let's see here. I want to show one thing just kind of related to this. So I'm going to click next year. So I'm sitting in December right now. It's December 1st. And you'll notice that, let's look at Martha Washington. Martha Washington, her birthday is September 30th. So she will turn 70 and a half in March of 2022. In fact, if I look at next month. So why is she showing up as having an age reminder for next month, which is January in this case, because I'm sitting here in December? Well, some of these age reminders, the conversation doesn't need to happen on the birthday the way, say, you're turning age 62, do you consider filing for Social Security early or not? Some of them require you to have a conversation before the year even begins. So, for example, when a client becomes eligible for QCDs, that's where you're making a decision really that's applicable to the entire calendar year. Are we going to do a different charity strategy than normal, given the fact that they will turn QCD eligible? And the same thing happens for, say, RMDs, right? You're turning, even if you become eligible for RMDs on the last day of the year, that still impacts your planning for the entire year. Cash flow planning, estimated tax planning. And so we program some of these to be, give me a notification right when the birthday happens, and some of them are programmed to be, give me a notification on January 1 of the year that the birthday happens. And again, if you click, you can see the full list of ones that we programmed in, and it'll say this is a year of one versus a birth date one. So that's the new and improved age reminders. It's going to be right there when you log in. We hope that this gives you an incentive to log into Holistiplan on a regular basis. It's not just in those 3 moments of the year when you're doing tax planning really hard and heavy like maybe you are now in December, but it gives you a reason to come in really every week, because depending on the number of clients you have, you may have a number of them who have these important conversations, these important moments for conversations popping up for them at any given time of the year. And so you can say, let's look at this week, next week. You can put any kind of set of dates in there that you want to. What is coming next? I think this allows us, the fact that now we have a more proactive way of popping up age reminder alerts, it allows us to do more with it. So first of all, I think we just need to refine the list of what's programmed into the system. We can refine the sample language and some of the advisor notes associated with it. I do think we need to think about whether or not we actually hide this section on the dashboard screen. Part of the reason we made the dashboard screen is you'll notice when you log in, there's no names of clients on the screen. That was something that came up, I guess, about a year ago. Some people who are sitting with a client in their office, they don't want to log in and immediately see a list of all their clients. That's why we put a dashboard in front of them. But now here I am putting client names back in front of you. So that might be something we'll have to change. I think also firm level age reminders. So as an example, a lot of my clients were in Texas back in my days as a financial advisor. In Texas, at age 65, you are eligible for a different property tax exemption thing. And so every year we were kind of scrambling, like which clients are turning 65 this year so we can help them file for this homestead exemption thing for people over age 65. And in fact, that was kind of what planted in my brain the need for this sort of functionality. It wasn't as easy as it should have been to find that. But that's an example of, if you're in Texas, you may want to define a rule like that so that it shows up for your firm, but we're not going to program that in so every firm using Holistiplan sees that. So that's a firm level age reminder that it will be to come. And then I see premium features coming along, like, as much as I would love for you to log into Holistiplan to see this stuff, what if we sent you an email digest of here's what's coming up this week? Or what if we automatically just dropped into your CRM, okay, here's the tasks for the next month of the phone calls that you should have with your clients related to these age reminders. I'm sure there's other cool stuff we can do with it, but I think this is a good first step to allow us to move forward with age reminders when we were kind of stuck before. I'd love to hear from you. What in here is working for you? What needs refinement, wording, definitions, that sort of thing? Would love to hear about it. But that is it. That's Age Reminders version 2. I hope that you find it useful, and I hope that it helps you surprise and delight your clients by being more proactive with them about some of these conversations where maybe before we had to be reactive or wait for the client to ask the question before we brought it up.